Prologue. No one knows exactly where she came from. Some say she was born from a root touched by a full moon. Others believe she is the curse of an ancient witch, caught between two worlds. But those who have seen her with their own eyes, whether through the thickets of the enchanted forest or in the night light of the city, know that she is not just a legend. She is alive. She moves on 2 fingers or 4, she climbs, she sneaks through the shadows, and in the middle of her palm she has a woman's face, with green eyes, a mouth that does not utter a word, and a look that penetrates to the bones. She is called the Claw Woman. For centuries, she has been the silent guardian of the forest, spirit between animal and man, between light and darkness. There, in the realm hidden from mortal eyes, the animals respected her, the trees recognized her, and the wind whispered secrets to her from the deepest roots of the world. But the balance was broken. The hunters crossed the borders. They entered the depths of the forest with weapons, traps and smoke. They kidnapped, wounded, destroyed. And one day, a baby rabbit came crying to the Claw Woman, asking for help. Then she felt the call. For the first time, the Claw Woman crossed the invisible border between the worlds. From the enchanted forest to the land of people, a world of concrete, surveillance cameras, cars that don't sleep and eyes that judge. What was she looking for in this place full of noise and fear? To bring back the bunny's mother? To avenge the forest? Or maybe, to show people that not all shadows come to do harm? The adventure would transform her. Because in the world of humans, the Claw Woman would not be just a forest guardian. She would become a symbol, a target, a hero, a monster. This is her story. A story about courage, about broken boundaries and bridges created from unusual gestures. A story about what it means to guard life, even when no one listens to her anymore. This is the Claw Woman's mission in the land of humans. Chapter 1. Bunny's Tears. The sun had just begun to lift its eyelashes above the horizon, sending timid rays through the transparent leaves of the trees in the enchanted forest. The morning air vibrated slightly, scented with the scent of wild mint, wet moss and golden pollen. Above a hidden clearing, late fireflies danced in the cool air, as if the night had not dared to leave, in that corner of the world where animals spoke. Trees listened and rivers sang old stories. The woman walked Claw. She was a strange and fascinating creature, born of ancient spells and pagan blood, with a body like a giant palm, walking on 4 or 2 bony and supple fingers, and the center of her palm was a woman's face, with fiery green eyes, a small and determined mouth, and a delicate nose. The back of her hand was muscular and could protect or shelter her, and the fingers moved with the grace of a ballerina or the strength of a predator. That morning, Claw Woman was not looking for anything. She simply listened to her footsteps in the grass and the quiet hum of the forest, but the harmony suddenly broke, like a branch under the weight of winter. From the thicket, a whimper came. Then another, and from the blackberry bushes a baby rabbit appeared. Its eyes were large, round and wet, and its fur was tousled.It wobbled on thin paws and cried.It was not an ordinary sound to the Claw Woman's ears. It was not a physical pain, but a heart-rending pain of the soul. "What hurts you, little grass soul?" she asked in a low, hoarse voice, a voice that vibrated directly from the skin of her hand. The rabbit started, but something in the Claw Woman's eyes dispelled his fear. Perhaps because he saw in them not a monster, but a strange mother of the forest, force of order, born of chaos. With trembling lips, the rabbit said, "Mother was caught. Last night, a hunter from the land of men. They left traps at the edge of the forest. I ran. But I didn't hear her again. Just a sound, then silence. She doesn't come back." The Claw Woman's eyes flashed. Their green turned dark, like wet grass in the rain. The hunters from the land of men had violated the sacred boundary. That space between the worlds was to be crossed only with respect. Every creature knew the silent rule. The forest gives you food only if you don't destroy its balance. "Will you show me the place?" she asked simply. The rabbit nodded, wiping his nose with a trembling paw. With small but determined steps, he set off through the grass. The Claw Woman followed him. The road took them to the edge of the forest, where the leaves stopped whispering and the wind had no voice. The trees were sparser, and the light was becoming too white, too cold, and in the distance, cultivated fields and the shadows of houses could be seen. The land of men. "There," whispered the bunny, with a little finger outstretched, and a bush. There was a steel trap, baited, and strands of brown fur. His mother's fur. The claw woman said nothing. She just closed her eyes and touched the ground with the backs of her fingers. The sap of the earth told her the truth. Her mother had been taken. She was alive, but she was locked up, far away, in the land of men. The little rabbit began to cry again. "We will go and get it," said the claw woman firmly. "No one tears a life from the forest without paying." And so the decision had been made. The claw woman, born of magic and ancient fears, was stepping into the world of men for the first time, not as a wind of terror, but as a force of justice. The bunny ran beside her, small but full of hope, as they moved away from the forest. The sun was rising in the sky. There was no more dew, no more birdsong. Only asphalt, rusty iron and walls. And into such a cold and unfeeling world, a being like no one had ever seen before would enter for the first time. A creature born for darkness, but who now carried, in her blood, the sap of justice.